Now on CoastTV News.
His name is Matthew Tyler Snook.
Absolute shock.
Heartbreak, shock, and grief after the murder of a state trooper. New police technology.
We feel it's pretty safe, but it can always be better.
A multi-million-dollar upgrade to keep neighborhoods safer.
Looks like Christmas won't feel like Christmas, but we're going to try to add a slight chance of a snow flurry. Stick around.
This is CoastTV News at 6.
Flags at half-staff to honor the trooper killed in Tuesday's shooting. Good evening, I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 6. Our top story tonight is an update from Tuesday's deadly shooting. According to state police, the victim of this horrible attack is Corporal Grade 1 Matthew Tyler Snook. This is his picture right here. Trooper Snook was a Delaware native from Hockessin and attended St. Mark's High School. After his time at St. Mark's, he went on to the University of Maryland, where he wrestled. Snook was a husband and a father of a 1-year-old girl. DSP says Corporal Snook was a 10-year veteran of the state police, and he was hired back in March of 2015 as part of the 88th Delaware State Police recruiting class. CoastTV News reporter Brandon Ferguson is in our newsroom. Brandon, the emotional toll of this shooting still reverberating across the state, and that raw feeling only heightened by the holidays.
Charlie, Governor Matt Meyer calling yesterday's shooting pure evil and praising responding officers, saying it could have been a lot worse. Here in Sussex County, both police officers and people just shopping on Christmas Eve can't understand why this senseless attack happened.
Heartbroken, sad, stunned. Just a few of the words we heard repeated today as people react to the death of Delaware State Trooper Matthew Tyler Snook.
Absolute shock. It's never a situation that you get used to, unfortunately.
For Sergeant Jonathan Zabrowski from the Millsboro Police Department, something like this is always in the back of his mind.
It's a lot of the different emotions that come from it. It could cycle through anger, sadness, especially being as close to the holidays. It's difficult for everybody.
James Tyler from Georgetown says it's the last thing he expected to see yesterday.
Anybody's death is horrible. It's just something we wish we didn't have to suffer.
Sergeant Zabrowski says awareness and helping the family are the next steps for him.
We feel for their family and we want to support them.
And right now, support is all anyone can offer.
There are arrangements being made for a candlelight vigil in Georgetown this Sunday at 6 p.m. organized by Mayor Bill West and State Senator Brian Pettyjohn. Pettyjohn tells us the entire Georgetown circle will be closed to car traffic while this is happening. Charlie, back to you.
Thank you, Brandon. And to help the Snook family, a fundraiser has been started by the Delaware State Troopers Association at helpahero.com. People have already helped to raise over $110,000. The Delaware Division of Motor Vehicles has announced that several DMV locations will be closed following the officer-involved shooting on Tuesday. Locations in Delaware City, Dover, Georgetown will be closed December 24th to December 26th. Normal hours of operation will resume Monday on the 29th, but state officials say the Wilmington location, that will remain closed until further notice. And to honor Trooper Snook, you just heard a little bit about this from Brandon. Georgetown Mayor Bill West says he's been in contact with Senator Brian Pettyjohn to plan a candlelight vigil. CoastTV spoke with Senator Brian Pettyjohn, who says the impact is widespread.
Doesn't matter if they're from Georgetown, if they're from the area, or if they're upstate. We always have something here in Georgetown to help support the family and help them through their time of need.
Pettyjohn says the circle will be closed off to car traffic on Sunday. Police killings reverberate especially loudly in Georgetown. Some of our viewers and longtime locals will remember that on September 1, 2009, Georgetown police officer Chad Spicer was shot and killed. Georgetown police say Chad Spicer was shot trying to stop a car that had been involved in a shooting prior to the stop. The death of Officer Spicer still resonates with the many communities all across Sussex County. Now we're taking a live look into Lewis. It's time to check in on Christmas Eve with our First Alert Chief Meteorologist, Paul Williams.
Well, it's going to be a little bit cloudy for Kris Kringle, actually, but that's okay. He should be able to migrate fine to all of the houses without a problem. He's got built-in radar in the sleigh. I've seen the upgrade. It's looking pretty good. So anyway, in Lewis, 42 degrees, dew point temperature of 28, and will drop down to 38 degrees as early as 9 o'clock. Then the cloud cover will begin to encroach upon us and stick around for the entirety of Christmas going into Friday. But right now we're holding at 40 degrees in Gumboro as well as Del Mar. It's 40 degrees in Millsboro, 39 in Milton and Harrington, and 43 degrees currently in Georgetown. Currently, we're not seeing much in the way of precipitation. In fact, we're seeing nothing, to be quite honest. And we are a little bit conscientious of the fact that we have some gusty winds from Ocean City all the way down towards Chincoteague for 25-mile-per-hour wind gusts. But what's interesting is that we now have a newly issued winter storm watch, but it's really for the Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and Jersey area, not for us directly. But you see, we're in the general zone here. So we're a bit mindful of the fact that when this really kicks in Friday going into, Thursday night going into Friday, that's when we could see possibly a wintry mix come knocking on our door, but it's going to have to reach all the way down here towards us to affect us. So now it depends on just how big of an area of precipitation is going to be migrating its way over towards us and whether it'll affect us. Now, coming up a little bit later, we'll take a look at that and detail the tracking of it and see what are our chances. They're going back and forth as we run each model run, but stick around and we'll let you know.
Thank you, Paul. According to Ocean City Police, a lot of the department's current technology is failing, but some fresh new tech is on the way. CoastTV News reporter Kevin Zappe shows us the changes that are coming and how they could improve public safety.
Keeping Ocean City safe, that's the Ocean City Police Department's top priority, and it's something homeowner Frank Howard says gives him peace of mind.
That's one of the reasons why we like it down here. We feel it's pretty safe, but it can always be better.
But according to the police chief Raymond Austin, some of the department's current technology is failing, leading the town to approve major tech upgrades, including the use of artificial intelligence, Axon AI.
Police say they recently completed a 3-month trial using the system for writing up reports. 12 officers participated, and according to the department, they saw a 58% reduction in the time it took for them to write reports.
The system also offers live language translation in the field. Howard says that means more time for officers on the road.
I think any kind of technology that helps our police officers is a plus.
The plan also includes new tasers with longer range, updated in-car and body cameras, a drone detection system, and a real-time crime center called Fusus. The total cost, nearly $5 million over 5 years. The technology is expected to go live in early 2026. I'm Kevin Zappe, Ocean City, Coast TV News.
You're getting a live look now at the Bay Bridge. AAA projecting 122.4 million Americans will travel this week, about 2% higher than last year. AAA expects record holiday travel from Delaware with about 356,000 travelers, mostly by car, and some of them going right now.
Well, we're expecting for it to stay a bit cloudy for Kris Kringle overnight. Mostly cloudy skies as we dip down to 34 by 4 o'clock. And cloudy on Christmas, but an interesting mix the day after.
But first, Santa Claus on trial. It's Christmas Eve, but is the Jolly Man in Red gonna be free to bring all those toys to all those great kids out there? We're back in 60 seconds.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
It's Christmas Eve, and it is time to really get into the holiday spirit. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about our holiday special, A Delmarvelous Christmas, in a bit, but first, a small taste of what you can expect. Earlier this month, I was in Georgetown, where the man that has a busy night ahead of him had a trying time in court. In this Georgetown courthouse on this frosty December day, we have a trial capturing the imagination of the young, the old, the skeptics, the believers, all wanting to answer one question: Santa Claus, the real deal or a phony fraud?
There he is!
Now our cameras have been given special dispensation to come into the courthouse and to film this historic trial. Prosecutor Bliss Sochek, the one looking to put this Kringle in the Christmas clink, saying all this is about safety.
Well, I think that person is not sane, and I think we need to make sure that they're safe and protected so that they don't try to come down chimneys and fly over roofs with reindeer.
And the prosecution has done their due diligence. Psychiatrist Dr. Westover not buying the Kringle claims.
Well, it's a little hard to take.
The holiday hero in question, sweating gumdrops with both his freedom and the hopes of children the world over on the line.
Well, I'm a bit nervous, I must say. I do have great counsel, and I'm very hopeful that the truth will prevail.
Luckily for the jolly man in the beard, his slick defense attorney has a few tricks up her sleeve.
The spirit of Christmas is in all of us, and all we have to do is just tap it in the hearts of the people deciding the case, the judge, the public, and they're going to know in their hearts that this man is really Santa Claus.
The courtroom drama, blistering. The back and forth, booming. The legal jargon, befuddling.
Your Honor, there are no grounds for that.
Order in the court.
Motion for mistrial.
But just as Mr. Claus looked cooked as a Christmas goose, a disruption via U.S. mail, thousands of letters from good little boys and good little girls, swaying the heart of the judge and influencing his ruling.
Not guilty.
And with his victory in court, a true miracle, the kids in the crowd breaking out in song.
It was a great day for Christmas.
So this Christmas, when you crawl out of bed and find that special gift under the tree, remember to thank everybody who was brave enough to believe that Santa is real. And if you want to see more incredibly fun stuff like that, including a wrapping paper competition between Paul Williams and our own Matt Pensick, our holiday special, A Del Marvelous Christmas, airs at 11 on Christmas Eve, that's tonight, and at 6 p.m. on Christmas Day. You won't want to miss it. All of this brings us right to our Coast TV poll for the evening. We want to know, how much are you planning to spend on Christmas this year compared to maybe last year? And here's what we've got. 44% of you, the grand majority, actually saying less than usual. 41% say the usual amount, but only 15% say more than usual. Now, if you want to go vote, you can do that at coasttv.com, or you can use our mobile app, and that's a place you can check out everything going on here. Coming up next, Paul Williams in the Coast TV First Alert Weather Center. He's got your full Christmas Eve forecast coming up.
We're expecting to stay very cloudy for Christmas, and then following Christmas, the next day, we could get a bit of a wintry mix begin to kind of slide its way towards us because we're in the general zone of a winter storm watch thus far. I'll detail that for you in a moment. Just stay with me for a little bit. So in Ocean City, currently we're at 45 degrees. Now the winds are coming primarily out of the northwest at about 4 miles per hour, relatively gentle breeze, not too abrasive at this point. Now we'll drop to 36 as early as 10 o'clock, but you'll notice we'll go from clear to cloudy within that time frame, and that's kind of setting the stage for the cloudiness of Santa Claus's big day. We're looking at 38 degrees right now in Millsboro as well as Long Neck. It's 39 currently in Harrington as well as Bridgeville. We're holding at 40 in Delmar, Gumboro, as well as Willards. Increasing cloud cover. Now, we haven't seen much of a change from where we were just yesterday with the exception of Ocean City, where we're looking at about an 11 degree drop actually. So with that in mind, we are going to be mindful of it becoming a bit breezy. We have a newly issued small craft advisory for Ocean Pines, Ocean City, down towards Chincoteague, bracing for about 25-mile-per-hour winds. Don't be surprised if we add more folks onto this. By the way, we also have that same concern for the Chesapeake Bay area and going across the bridge. So we're dealing with windy conditions for right now, and we're going to probably be adding the rest of the Delmarva Peninsula over the next 24 hours because we have a winter storm watch in effect. This is to our north. Now, the storm is going to mainly track to our north. We may get the outer edge of this towards us, and if we do, we may get a little bit of a mix, and I'll show you that in detail in a moment. But the winds are pouring out of the north for right now, and we are going to see the winds pick up momentum for Thursday evening as we go into that concern for wintry weather. So we set the stage for that. First of all, let's talk Christmas. Cloudy, winds out of the southwest, just slightly below or hitting the 50-degree mark and staying there because it's going to be so cloudy. And we're looking for a high of 50 degrees in Georgetown, 50 for the high in Cambridge, and we're looking for 49 in places like Berlin, Ocean City, as well as Snow Hill. Cloudy, winds out of the southwest. Now, our chances of rain or precipitation in general, a little bit for Thursday, but more so for Friday, and that's the time frame in which we're talking about that possibility of wintry weather. You see, Thursday, we stay cloudy Thursday, but here's where it gets interesting for us. Friday in the morning, 29 degrees, cold, cold. But Friday, 4 o'clock, see this is a mixture of possible sleet or freezing rain. So that's why we're going to watch out for that as a possibility. But then it all changes over to rain pretty quickly going into late Friday night. So we're looking for just rain possibly for us on Friday in Assateague. And then as we go farther north, we're still looking for rain in Ocean City as well as Fenwick Island. We are possibly seeing a mix for us Friday for Lewis and Rehoboth Beach. So it kind of depends on where you're located along Highway 1. That being the case, here's a look at your 7-day forecast. It's going to get cold after Christmas, by the way. 38 for the high, then we drop to 35. We'll warm up slightly over the weekend, and Monday we'll peak, and then we'll drop like a stone again next Tuesday and Wednesday.
Thank you, Paul. If you have weed in your house, smart habits could ensure a fun and safe holiday season. Children can easily mistake edibles for candy. A study from the National Institute of Health reports that it happened more than 3,000 times in 2021, and that can be very dangerous. Kids are more vulnerable to the effects of THC, so if you're hosting family over the next few days, and that includes little kids, the Salisbury Fire Department has a few helpful tips. You can find that on the Bless Our Children campaign. It continues to move on. Draper Media trying to make sure that every child has something to open under the tree on Christmas. Your donations help us do that, and these cards make a big difference too. I'm going to read this one. It says, Christmas Blessings. It was sent in by Sailors, Bethel United Methodist Church in Bethel, Delaware. Thank you guys so much for sending your card. Businesses can help by accepting the Shell Brothers Challenge of donating at least $1,000. And if you want to help send a donation in a holiday card, we might just read it on the air. Send a check or money order to the address on your screen or donate online at blessourchildren.org. And we've already raised nearly $335,000 to help children and families this holiday season. Again, we mean it. Thank you to all who have donated. And the holiday season does continue, as does our holiday house. This picture right here, a tree with lovely decorations. This is from Susie Lewis. Santa hats for everybody, gang. And thank you for showing us your home. We still want to see your homes as we continue through the season, decking the halls all season long. Send us your photos and videos by going to coasttv.com/holidayhouse, and we might show them here. Coast TV News at 6. We'll be right back.
In Milford, we're looking at 40 degrees right now. Traffic moving along just nicely. No problems whatsoever. We will see increasing cloud cover throughout the night as we drop down to 35 degrees, and then we'll probably hover in the mid-30s. Now, we do have a small craft advisory along the Chesapeake Bay side as well as Ocean City down towards Chincoteague. This is basically referring to about 25-mile-per-hour wind gusts. We don't have that active for us along the coast for us in Sussex, but it's likely to be added on there by the time we get to Friday because we're watching out for a storm system because we have a winter storm watch in effect just to our north, and we're in the general vicinity of that possibility. Ken Koch of Lewis, congratulations, you're our umbrella giveaway winner, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling. By the way, we won't have an umbrella winner on Christmas. I was about to say Thanksgiving. I must be hungry. Anyway, be sure you call our weather line for your forecast. Just a call away, sponsored by the law offices of Bruckstead, Mandelis, and Federico. And here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. It's 51 on Thursday, down to 38 on Friday. And then we slowly step back up to 54 over the weekend going into Monday. Then another blast of cold air just before the new year hits.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you for joining us here. Have a Merry Christmas Eve, a Merry Christmas. And for Coast TV News at 6, we've got more local news weather you can download on Coast TV News app. The NBC Nightly News, that's up next. And we'll see you later tonight when we have our